Things don't often go as planned. I've been embracing the, it is what it is. If you embrace it is what it is and surrendering to whatever life gives you, you have to learn how to cope with it. Because sometimes it gives you great things, sometimes life gives you bad things, and sometimes life gives you lessons as a gift. Di mo naman hiningi. Pero binigay yun sa'yo. Love moves in mysterious ways. I saw this graph on Instagram a few days ago. It says that if you worry about something, but nothing bad happens, you still suffer because you worried about it. And if you worry about something and something bad happens, then nadoble yung worry mo. So, your choice is to just not worry about things too much. If it ever happens to be bad, you still suffer but not twice kasi hindi ka na nag-worry till something bad happened pa. But if you don't worry about something and something good happens, edi wala kang suffering at all. So, to reduce suffering, don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. Findings, manood ka ng Sing. I'm still standing better than I ever did. You're looking like a true survivor. I'm feeling like a little kid. When I watched Sing, I legit cried. Now that I've experienced life, for real, the trueness of the life. Because my life prior to being made aware of the realities of my situation and accepting the fact that my brain works differently, it's been eye-opening. I thought that there was something wrong with me. Turns out it's just different. Different is not bad. Things often don't go our way. Often yan ha? Often. And that's why you always have to be grateful for every little thing that comes your way. This thing inside your head is always gonna find a way to unpack you up. So yan, be grateful. That is always the opposite of whenever you spiral. Whenever you feel down, just ground yourself, look around you, and think of something to be grateful for. Or think of what good has happened to your day. Because sometimes you are in a shitty situation, and that's just what it is. Because shit happens. That is the base level of existence. It may be reduced if you be more precautious, take precaution with everything. But there is always the extreme of that, over analysis of all the pessimistic view of it all. If you always see the worst in the things that could happen, then you're not allowing yourself to experience it. Because it may not be as shitty as you thought it was. But sometimes it is. But how will you know if you don't try, right? Sometimes things are out of our control, right? Things don't go our way. The only thing we can do is legit how we respond to it and how we cope, basically. Because sometimes wala ka na talagang magagawa to change what has already happened. How are you gonna make space for the emotions you've felt without letting those pull you back? Properly sit with it and properly learn how to deal with it. It's always about reframing the mind, basically. You have to really surround yourself with things that help you grow. And if you're surrounded by negative things, you're gonna be like, but dumating sa akin. No, you're just gonna be more negative. Don't fight fire with fire. Sabi nga ni Gino, wow, K-Pop Demon Hunters, if you could just fight off the demons, then he would have done that already. You can't. You have to sit with it and move on. Let it go. Let it go. Acknowledge that you made a mistake and grow from it. Why do we cover up the color stuck inside our head? I should have let the jagged edges meet the light instead. It doesn't really connect that much. Basically, we can do a whole episode on K-pop Demon Hunters, but I'm not really in the mental headspace for that right now. I think my head is all about more on worrying less so that you suffer less. Because worrying less means that you have more chances of winning. Kasi, kung worry ka na nga ng worry, wala naman na nangyayari, nagsasuffer ka pa din. Tapos kapag may nangyaring bad tuloy, edi super suffer ka na. Sufferful. Ganun na nangyari sa'yo. Kaya, ang solution is huwag mag-isip. It's all about knowing what to do, how to respond to the different feelings that your body tells you. Learning the language of the body. Communicating with yourself. But not only is it about communication, it's about comprehension. Kasi kahit sabihin mo na kung ano yung gusto mong masabi, kung di ka naman naiintindihan or vice versa, wala pa din. So, communication is the key. But comprehension is the doorknob? Ano? Basta yon. Communication here, comprehension is there. Gets? It's at a higher level of understanding, comprehending things. There are different levels. There is like acknowledgement. I see you are suffering. There is sympathy. Oh no, you are suffering. That's so sad. And there's empathy. You feel the suffer with them. You feel the suffer. Oh, compassion is you help them. Or you're with them with the suffer. You are like side by side with them with the suffer. And that is really what we need in this world. More compassion. And also more kindness. Kasi statistically speaking, some things may be going down, but some things are also going up. You can choose to look at either of those or look at them both at the same time. Kasi kung toxically positive ka, it's bad din naman. And then kung toxically negative ka, it's bad din naman. So you have to really acknowledge that bad things are happening. Things are shitty, yes, they are. But things are also improving. Just lead with the good first and then deal with the bad by solving them. Instead of increasing or over making OA the bad. Don't OA anything. Just say things as they are. Okay, I'm getting a little bit over topic here. I am a bit anxious. Ano a bit? Well, yes, it's weird. Some days I have been anxious. I've been more anxious before. I have anxious tendencies tuloy. I have tendencies to be anything. I am fluid. Alright? Be like water. And sometimes I am water in a bad way. Kasi good, yes. Bad, angry. If I don't ride the wave of my emotions, then it's gonna just be, parang natitipon na momentum. Kailangan i-release mo yung momentum of whatever that is. Para mawala na yung inhibitions, feel the rain of your skin. Let's go back to what I started this episode with, unfinished business. With unfinished business kasi, may mga bagay na sisimulan natin pero hindi natin natatapos. Either because an unexpected thing occurred, we forgot about it, or it was stopped. All of those, everything is a learning experience, basically. If you forgot that you were doing something, when you remember that you were supposed to be doing it, you can either choose to be to be mad about yourself, or feel bad about yourself, or you can I'm actually supposed to do this, and then do the next step, and add more measures, countermeasures, so that you forget less. But the base level is forgetting. It's inescapable, for me at least. So work around it, not shame yourself for forgetting, because you will continue to. Mangyayari yan. Lagi yan mangyayari. Just reduce, if possible. Compassionate. Disciplined compassion. That is what it is. Another thing is, what if it was not you who ended things? If you decide to push for it to continue, pinipilit mo pa rin na mangyari yung bagay na gusto mo, ikaw lang naman yung masasaktan. So take a break. Baka mangyari pa in the future, who knows? Who knows if you'd feel inspired to go back to that activity again? If it's not serving you in the moment, then take a step back. And there's also an unfinished thing where like you really truly have to stop as it's getting too much. It's draining you. With unfinished things, you should be compassionate with yourself for not being able to finish it because there are circumstances that are out of our control and you have to be compassionate with yourself to not blame yourself for not being able to finish it because sometimes hindi ka naman yung reason why hindi yun natapos na isang moment or isang goal or isang experience that you have. Move on. Take the next step. There's sometimes unfinished things just need to be, you have to take a break from them. Like with creative tasks. When you feel like wala kang maisip, like yung imagination mo, hindi mong ma-imagine na sumakses ka. Stop. Legit put yourself into a different place instead, away from the thing that you're trying to finish. Para like when you go back to it, you have fresh eyes. When I seen him before, my God, you're beautiful. And then maybe when you go to a different place, that different place has learnings that you can apply to your unfinished business. And therefore, your unfinished business can be a better business. And sometimes, the unfinished business, it just ends there. And that's okay too. So during that situations, you have to learn to grieve. You have to learn to grieve what was and what could have been. Because the more you linger in those places, the more stuck you're gonna be. You have to mourn for it properly. Because if you don't, it's gonna take a hold of your life again. Sure, there is still the hope that your business might be finished someday, but right now the odds are not in your favor. Hindi mo naman makakontrol yung other factors other than yourself. So if it's literally, the thought of the business is debilitating for you, continuing the business, or just the thought of the business being unfinished is debilitating for you, you truly have to grieve it and move on. Pero yun nga, things are easier said than done. The best teacher is experience. I'm just sharing my experience with you, and speaking it out like this is a way to retrain the mind. Parang nagwo-workout lang, di ba? You can't just stop going to the gym because like, okay, nakapump na ako, tama na to. Girl, the brain is a muscle too. So you really have to actively be saying these things. Because the less you do it, and when you stop having positively framed thoughts, the more prone you are to the worse. Suffering is inescapable, right? You have to learn to surrender, basically, to the current that is life. But you also have to learn how to swim. Because sometimes the current is going to a different place. Kasi minsan yung river, baka mag-diverge yung river. Hindi ka naman lang pwede mag-aimlessly flow with the water. Kasi what if biglang magfo-fork na pala yung river into two directions tapos waterfall pala? Diba? So, kailangan matuto ka mag-swim para like mabalik ka sa tamang course. And sometimes, pagbaba mo, minsan kailangan mo dumaan sa waterfall kasi kailangan mo mag-grow. Because laging may waterfall sa life. Kailangan natin malaman kung like paano mapasoften yung pagbaba natin sa waterfall. We have to build a better boat. We have to learn how to navigate the river. But sometimes navigating the river is tiring because, girl, the river always branches into endless. The river of life is like an endless delta. Hindi mo talaga alam kung maguguluhan ka. Kasi minsan yung weather din river of life, di lang siya river. Minsan uulan, babaha, magjo-drain in ang raming factors. All you can do is work with the river of life and improve your boat. Improve your navigation skills, and learn to rest. Sometimes the river of life it's fine, Once you are attuned with it na, like if you know how to navigate the ocean, it's fine. Hopefully you got something off of this episode. Have courage, be kind, be compassionate, but also be, to others and to yourself. Balance, right? And now, don't worry too much. Just everything is all about this, right? Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.